What's up, everyone? I am back and I apologize. It's been about a month since I posted a video. You guys wouldn't believe it. I was on crutches, messed up my leg, I injured my arm. It's been really busy with work, and so it's just one of those things where, I don't know how these YouTubers do it. They just post a whole bunch of content videos and they're able to keep up with it. I'm just like the new guy on this. So anyways, I appreciate you guys visiting my channel. In today's video, I'm going to cover a brand new review of the 9 University course, okay? And if you stay to the end of the video, I'm going to cover the most popular questions that I've been getting hit with on my channel and from other friends and people. So I'm going to cover some of those questions. So if you stay to the end of the video, I'll be covering that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in to 9 University 2.0 course review. All right, ready? Let's go. All right, guys. So I don't want to go through this in extreme detail, otherwise it'd be a very long video, but I'm going to cover it very high level, okay? What you are looking at is the new 9 University 2.0 version for 2019. So it's been 7 months since I've last reviewed the other original course. Now you can see that it looks completely different, far more polished. I really like the way this is laid out, but let's go over it really quick so you know what you're going to be getting, right? So first off, what I want to do is highlight the fact that it's nice that it's all in one place. So Kale and Taylor have other services, another company that does product photography, listing optimization, product pick lists. They have a software company that does product research called Boost 9. It's a Chrome extension. And then there's the Facebook group. So what's nice about it is that if you don't have a photographer and you want to use their studio, they have product photography, get you professional photos. And then listing optimization, they'll take the time to review your listing, make sure it's optimized, your backend keywords and so forth. And then the product pick list is what's nice is that they've already pre-screened a lot of products. And you have access to that if you wish, if you want to pay for that service to then look at some of the products that is on that list. And they're also been patent checked and trademark checked. And then they have the Boost 9 if you want to use their software. It's a brand new software that looks at all the analytics in Amazon marketplace when you do your product research. I know there's a lot of different tools out there, but it's just nice to have everything in one place if you wish to choose to use these services. Now, these are extra, but as a member of the 9 family, you actually get a discount for using any of these services. So I do like how it's all in one place, okay? So let's scroll down. So as before, we have about almost 180 videos, right? Because it's a brand new platform I already had, I didn't go through it yet. That's why it's showing 0 of 178 completed, because you get a refresh. It doesn't carry over from your last course because it's a brand new platform. But you go through some orientation and how to make best use of the program. But let's look at week 1. Let's look at the videos, right, and the way it's laid out. So let's click on week 1 overview. And what I like about this layout is that it has, for this particular week, it has the videos all laid out on the side where you can just jump, so you don't have to go back and forth. And it gives you a quick overview of what the lesson is all about. Here's what I really like this. This one here says that the only reason why someone would fail in this program is that they skip ahead, they think they know everything, they don't watch the videos in full or even take action, right? But person 2 who watches all the videos and actually take action, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, it's pretty obvious to me is that at the end of the day, it's about the effort. It's not really about the process. Like the content and details that they have from A to Z is comprehensive. It's really just the work, right? It's not easy, but you just have to go through the work. It's a very simple business model, but like they said, at the end of the day, it's putting the effort into it. So I really like how they just kind of call that out. They even have different downloads and templates too in some of these lessons, so that's really nice. They have some worksheets as well. But let's just go right to it, very high level, what this whole thing covers. So this is a very quick summary of the weeks. So you'll learn the foundation in week 1. The brand and product research is covered in week 2. Building a great product offering, and then looking for suppliers, right? And then shipping and paying for those orders. And then week 5, you covered creating the best listing and try to get it on autopilot and get it ranked. And then really focusing on making the product, like the best product that gets ranked eventually, for week 6. And week 7, you're going to cover like kind of launching, right? PPC campaigns and automating it using robotic growth is what they call it. And there's the whole bonus department and even a mini Facebook ads course to help drive external traffic to your listing. But if we were to look at the bonus department, let's just really look real quick. I mean, it covers everything from sourcing from USA and feedbacks, and you know, that's some good stuff in here, right? The way I look at it is that there's plenty of content in this course. And what's great about it is that it covers everything from A to Z in far more detail than what you would find on YouTube. And I'm scrolling through all this. But like at the end of the day, it's just nice to have it all in one place and it's organized, right? You don't have to do any guesswork. You just know that what you need to do is in the next step. So hopefully you guys find that helpful. Again, I don't want to go through it in complete detail because it would make this video very, very long. But in general, guys, it has the steps that you need to get your product launched and put yourself in a position where, you know, you feel confident that you're following the right steps. So, all right, guys, I'm going to jump out of my computer and then talk through some common questions that I get hit up with. So, all right, catch you then. Okay, guys, so my very first, most popular question that I get is this program even worth it, right? So, I mean, that's a hard question to answer because everyone's gonna be different. Like to me, I could say it's worth it, but to you, it may not, right? At the end of the day, you kind of have to look at the big picture here. Don't look at the initial costs. If that's something that you are struggling to spend, like right now, right? So the price of the course is $19.97, right? It has gone up. Let's think about that. Why did it go up? You know, these guys, they're not about like trying to get other people's money, and I can say that. These guys are pretty authentic and genuine. If you watch their content, but you don't have to take my word for it. I don't expect you to trust me on that. But at the end of the day, the way I look at it is that as they learn to scale and have more students, they literally said in their private Facebook group that the reason why they raised their prices was because they wanted to control the amount of supply, the demand, right? And still give enough attention to the people who are already part of the family, who is already part of the program. You know, it makes sense because they want to keep that personal touch where they're still hosting 2 live Q&A sessions per week, every Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you get to go on a live Q&A session with them. That's in addition to just the rest of the support in the community that you're a part of. But at the end of the day, guys, the program, when it comes to whether or not it's worth buying, you really have to ask yourself that, is $2,000 gonna put you in a poorhouse? Is $2,000 gonna get you the ROI that you're looking for, right? There's no guarantee in any of these programs. You can have the perfect plan, and a millionaire can just give you a plan, but at the end of the day, it's the individual that has to put the effort, right? If you and I follow the same steps, are we gonna get the same results? Most likely not, right? The fact that I gave my friend access to the course too to learn with me, you know, how he does things and how I do things are completely different, right? He even admits that I just implement and execute a lot faster than he does. So, you know, with all that said, guys, it really comes down to your personal budget, what your plan is, your ROI, what your 3-6 month goal when you start to execute against this plan, because this is a 7-week program, right? We're talking about 3 to 4 months, and you got to go all in with it, right? And as long as you follow the steps and do, you know, your research and due diligence, you know, it really comes down to the amount of effort you put in. You know, you truly get what you put into it. So $2,000 to potentially make, you know, 6 figures or 7 figures or even $10,000 worth of sales, I can't answer that question for you. But like for me, it might be worth it, right? To learn how to build an e-commerce business. And I have to say, the fact that I did it, and you could watch all my other videos, the fact that I had 0 experience and that the course really helped clearly lay out the steps that I personally need, where I don't have to like guess what I need to do next or have to search for it. It's just really nice for me. Again, I learned differently. I just really like how it's laid out and structured, and I just focus on executing the steps. It's really just, that's it. So $2,000, guys, I mean, like, it really depends what kind of life-changing goals you're striving for. And if it's big enough and worth the effort and chance to jump into this, that's really up to you, right? No one's twisting your arm to go buy this. There's a lot of different programs out there, and you just have to go with the people or the mentors that you just trust, right? If you like their content and you learn and you got value from them, then why not? Especially if you start following Kale and Taylor. But there's a lot of people I know that don't like them. They think they're clowns and they're not serious or whatever that may be. But if you like them and you gravitate towards them, that's what I did, you know, when I reached out to them when I first started. They're just really cool guys, personally to me, right? But just because I like them doesn't mean you will like them, right? So I'm just being real about that. So I know I didn't quite answer that question, but you know, it's really hard to say if it's worth buying, right? So it's just like saying that for some people who buy really expensive cars, right? Like I could go buy a Mercedes and to me, it's worth paying the premium to buy a Mercedes, right? But someone else who's like, that's not worth it to them, they'd rather buy like a Toyota Camry or something, right? Like it just does a job from get you from point A to point B, right? And for some people, it's just worth that premium, right? In that case, I know that's a bad example, but you get the idea, right? So, I mean, this comes from education, right? And learning from someone that you may not know in the content, but I just showed you guys that it has the steps and content to get you where you need to be, especially if you're just brand new to this space. So hopefully that makes sense and that was helpful. Okay, my second most popular question is this a scam? Is this legit? I have to throw that question back at you guys and really ask yourself, what makes a program legit and what makes it not a scam, right? I mean, I know people who have been burned in the past and maybe didn't do enough due diligence on the individual, or maybe you haven't followed their content long enough, or maybe haven't developed trust and you're just afraid that someone's gonna steal your money. But like, I can tell you 100%, right? That I can vouch for this, that they're not gonna go and steal your money. They just wanna help more people, and they're gonna give you your money back if you're just not happy with it for some reason, right? There's a money back guarantee. They're willing to work with you, but all they care about is that you've at least put the effort in and tried, right? We don't want to be like, you know, thinking that it's all about like, you know, oh, it didn't work for me and this and that. Like, you have to think about it. When you're working with masses of the global world, not everyone is going to be successful at it, right? Or maybe it's not for them, or maybe they don't want to put the effort in. Who knows? Who knows, right? Like, I don't think there is ever a perfect program out there. There's always going to be some negative reviews and stuff. Maybe someone has a bit poor experience on it, you know? So anyways, whether this is a scam or not, I can't help you with that. I can't answer that question, right? Like, the content works for me. I like the community. I like Kale and Taylor. I mean, but I'm just a stranger on YouTube, right? Like, you don't have to take my word for it, but personally for me, I think they're pretty cool guys. But that's for you to decide, not me. So, all right, hopefully that helps. Okay, question number 3, all right, is the program up to date? Okay, clearly what I just shown you is a brand new version after 6-7 months, right? Since the original course. So they're up to date. I mean, they're in that business. That's their livelihood. And so when things change in the marketplace and Amazon or terms of service, they add more content. They're constantly adding more videos, and you're always gonna get those latest updates. So yes, it is up to date. It hasn't changed since my first review. My first review said they always keep the content relevant and up to date. So yeah, absolutely. It's not stale, and I don't think it's ever gonna grow, or not grow, but I don't think it will ever be like extremely stagnant. So I wouldn't worry about that. How long will it take for me to get my return, right? We're talking about return on investment, ROI. Huge variable, guys, but the program is designed to get you from A to Z, from points A to B in 7 weeks, right? From start to finish, the goal is to get a product launched in 7 weeks, which I personally found it takes about 1.5 to 2 months before you go live with a product. So you can be selling and start turning a profit as early as by the 3rd month, right? But you got to give it some time. This is not a quick rich scheme. Amazon is one of those things where the longer your product is selling and the longer you're there and the more social proof and reviews you have, your sales will increase over time. I've been noticing other students that they've been hitting some big numbers after, you know, past 6 months to a year, you know, and that's when they really you start to scale. And when you have time, you have money, you're only limited by the access to funds to then launch more products. But other than that, it's really like a long-term investment for you. But think of it this way: if you can start selling, close to $10,000 or even $5,000 in sales in a short period of month, in less than 6 months or even a year. Yeah, I mean, think about another business model with a low startup cost of, say, in this course, a $2,000 course plus maybe $1,000 to $2,000 in inventory to start off. You're talking about under 5K, and just to get a business started for under that amount, that's pretty good in my personal opinion. But you may think differently. But yeah, anyways, like how long does it take to get your return on investment? Really depends on what kind of product you picked. And I mean, I saw someone recently, not too long ago, in the private Facebook group, their gross sales, I don't know what product they were using, but in 3 days, they generate over $11,000 in gross sales, right? So assuming they have a 40% profit margin, that's insane in 3 days. But who knows what product they had, but they were recently posting that. And I was like, wow, it's freaking amazing. So anyways, everyone's results will vary. As I mentioned, it's the process, but the person and what products you pick and what you do with the product, that's completely in the human hands, right? So anyways, hopefully that makes sense. That I can't really answer that question. There's no single answer to say how long will you start to gain your return, right? But I can tell you this much, that you'll have a product launch in 2 months, no doubt. Another question I get is, do I get an incentive? Guys, I don't, okay? I'm just like to do this stuff to kind of educate and show you guys reviews, and I enjoy explaining things. And at the end of the day, I don't get straight incentives. Now, yes, early on, like I'm part of the affiliate program, but I wouldn't be recommending something that I didn't believe that had the right content and the structure to do it. Now, whether it's worth it to you and the cost, it's totally up to you. Or if you found any of my videos helpful to get you to make that decision, because I didn't have that information. I had to learn it on my own and took the leap of faith because I trusted these guys, right? So at the end of the day, guys, like it's more like a referral thing. Like I wouldn't hesitate and say, yeah, this program has what you need from A to Z, but I can't guarantee whether or not you're gonna get results from it because everyone's different. Everyone learns differently. They take risks differently. So it's really up to you how you do the work. But yeah, I mean, do I get incentives? Not directly. It's indirect because I'm basically just using my own affiliate link, which frankly, I didn't make any money out of it because everyone's afraid to click on that link. So, I mean, I don't know why. It's just one of those things where it doesn't cause any harm. But anyways, it's just one of those things that I get it. People out there think that everyone's taking their money or think they're getting rich off other people. Guys, I just like doing this. I like to explain. And I really hope that you guys get some value out of this, honestly. So hopefully it really helps you make that decision, or at least take that leap of faith to say, hey, it's worth a shot, right? To go after those dreams. Okay, so let's talk about, I could get all this content for free on YouTube. Oh, I kind of briefly mentioned it when I was doing the really quick overview of the course. That's completely fine. I would recommend try to do some stuff using the free content, but 9 times out of 10, you may not get the results that you desire, or you may feel like there's some step missing, right? It's kind of incomplete. It gives you an idea for specific things, but when it comes down to like, how do I go, from here to next step to next, what's next, am I missing something? It just eliminates the guesswork, So having it all in one place in a very organized manner, I just prefer that. So I can just stay focused on getting it done and just follow the steps. It's just really nice saying, okay, I'm done with this. What's the next step? Okay, I'm done with that. What's the next step? Versus trying to search, like, like I wouldn't even know where to start when I had to search. Okay, product research. Okay, now what? So it's really hard to say, guys, but like, yeah, no one stopped you from trying out the free content and see how far you get. But I think 9 times out of 10, you might get stuck, and sometimes all that time you wasted and spent, it might be worth just getting a course so you could just do the work, right? But that's just my opinion. Okay, so I'm gonna end the video on this last question, okay? The question is, everyone makes it seem so easy on YouTube regarding Amazon. Is this worth the risk doing it? It could be like saturated. Is it just riding a wave? guys, like in my personal opinion, again, is that Amazon's not going to go away. It's continuing to grow. It's a blue ocean. There's so many niche products. What I can say is it's far more competitive, right? And sometimes you need to go through a program to learn the foundation and then learning how to really compete against that market. So it's just like anything else in this world, is that, you know, in a competitive environment, growing market, that means there's growth, right? And so what you had to do is, you know, it's a lot harder. So if it was easy, then there'll be tons of millionaires doing Amazon, which just goes back to the amount of effort you need to put into it. So if you're gonna start jumping into Amazon, you have to get ready to be very competitive. You have to be ready to overcome certain hurdles. And you saw a lot of my other videos that there's some struggles, right? And everyone's experience will be different. And it really comes down to, do you have the perseverance and patience to do this, right? It takes effort, it takes money. And if it's worth taking a shot at fighting for your dream and you feel like this is the way to do it, then it's like, take the risk, right? Worst case scenario, you might lose 2 grand, maybe 5 grand. At least you'll learn a lesson, right? You at least try to know that this isn't for you, versus sitting back at home and thinking, gosh, I wish I tried to do it. Maybe I could have been here, maybe I could have been there, right? But I know that's really hard to say for some people, because no one ever likes to lose money, but it's better than, at least for me, better than looking back and regretting. It's like, what if, right? So anyways, I'll kind of end the video on that note. But guys, if you really like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And you know, if you feel like someone could get some value out of it, and you know, definitely don't hesitate to share it. You know, my goal on this channel is really just to help educate, help make sure that you guys make the best decision for yourself. I never ever push and force something on you guys. It's just, I just show it as it is. And hopefully my videos kind of reflect that. And at the end of the day, I just want everyone else to make the best decision for themselves. And we're all striving to get out the 9-to-5 or building a better life, you know, and really just the goal is for me to just kind of help out with that. So, all right, guys, have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.